Feature is called Sound Off. I want you to hear from Jordan Mailata. So they're going to vote on the tush push today. And obviously this is an enormous thing for the Philadelphia Eagles. Their tackle, Jordan Mailata, had this to say about the tush push.
In terms of them banning the tush push, I hate that name, so I hope they do ban it. Stupid name. But I can't control that.
Just sounds better with his accent. I rather like it. I feel like the sense I'm getting in the wind is that this is going to get banned, that this is going to happen today.
There's been a lot of momentum in that direction, starting with the owners' meetings in March, when it was clear to everyone who listened in on those presentations that the commissioner, it feels like, would like this play out of the game. They brought out health and safety experts, doctors, to talk about how, no, we don't have data yet that says it's unsafe, but geez, just look at it. When someone gets hurt, it's going to be catastrophic. So they reworded the proposal to try and appease some of the holdouts from March. So now it would be illegal to push any ball carrier anywhere on the field, not just in these specific situations. I would not be surprised if the push ban got passed today.
And actually, I am literally being told as you speak, and I'm going to say this, our coordinating producer, John Fink, is giving me the information in our ear, but as we speak, the Detroit Lions have withdrawn their proposal to do the playoff reseeding.
Yes, that didn't sound like it had enough support.
You had said to me this morning you don't think it's going to go through, and now, in fact, the Lions, from what I'm being told, have withdrawn their proposal. So the idea that they might redo the way they seed in the playoffs and not give automatic home games to division winners, which I've sort of have been mixed on, it sounds like it's not going to go through anyway.
The proposal to change the way they do that does not sound like it's going to. Again, you're getting it as I am, but if that has been withdrawn, then yes, that's got to wait at least one more year.
Lewis, a final word on that one, if you will. The idea that, it's never sat right with me, and now they play 17 games, but back in the old days, a team is 7-9, and they win their division, and they're hosting a team that was 11-5. It's never quite felt right to me. What do you make of this proposal now clearly being withdrawn and not going through?
Well, look, I think the only way you could go to that reseeding type of format, right, is if you force every team in each respective conference to play every other team, right? I mean, so you have to, you have to make the schedules equal in order for you to then seed everyone based off of their record. You have to make sure that it's fair and equitable in terms of the level of competition that they played against. And what that's going to wind up doing then, obviously, division rivalries go out the window. And we all know how much we love division rivalries, how much television loves division rivalries, and quite honestly, how much I love division rivalries. I don't necessarily like the fact that a team, just because you win a division, you could have a 9-7 type of record, 9-8 type of record. You wind up getting seeded higher or get a home playoff game when a team who gets a wild card with a better record doesn't. But you know what? It's not broke, really. It's not. If you want to you get a home playoff game, then just win your damn division. Just win more games. You improve your football team, win the games. Because quite honestly, right now, is there really that much that wrong with the NFL? Are we really fighting over this right now? I've been someone who felt as though just leave it alone.
Yeah, very hard to argue that they're having difficulties. I've been back and forth on this one for a while. It looks like it's not even going to get considered as these votes get done. To talk about CeeDee Lamb, he is one of 2 NFL players with at least 1,100 receiving yards.
Yeah.
In each of the last 3 seasons, can you name the other?
Yeah, it's interesting because, first thought is Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, but Jefferson missed a lot of games a couple years ago with injury. Jamar Chase, he did, and also Joe Burrow did a couple years ago. Travis Kelce didn't get there last year. My guess is someone with consistent high-level production and consistent health that nobody really thinks about too much, and it's Amon-Ra St. Brown.
We're back in business, baby. That is correct. Amon-Ra St. Brown is correct. By the way, CeeDee Lamb has actually done it in 4 consecutive seasons.
Really good player.
Amon-Ra St. Brown has done it in 3 consecutive seasons. Scored that one in favor of Graziano, 24-14. So he's up the touchdown and the field goal. Now, according to ESPN Bet Sportsbook, the 4 most popular NFL win total over bets are the Bears over 8.5, the Patriots over 8.5, which I'll admit surprises me, the Lions over 10.5, and the Cowboys over 7.5. The public loves all of those teams to improve substantially from last year. So let's run them quickly here if we can. Lewis, the Bears finished with 5 wins last year. The total is 8.5. Are you convinced they're going to win 9 games this season?
Yes, I am. And we talked about it in the first hour. I think the offensive line is markedly improved. I think the wide receiver core, starting from the inside out, from tight end to slot out to wide receiver positions, is markedly improved. I think the defense under Dennis Allen is going to look. Dennis Allen's one of the best teachers of defense in the NFL, and Ben Johnson will put it all together. And Caleb Williams, we will start comparing him to Jaden Daniels this year on an even playing field. I think they do win 8.5 or more this year for sure.
Graz, the one that surprises me, the Patriots were 4-13 last year. Are you convinced they're going to go over 8.5 wins?
I'm not. I can understand why people are excited about Mike Vrabel and what they saw from Drake May in the second half of last season. I understand. I just feel like this is a roster that needed a lot of work. And while they did a lot of significant work this offseason, I don't think it was a one-season fix, especially in a division with the Buffalo Bills. I think it would be a pretty big leap, even for Mike Vrabel, as great a coach as he is, to get to 9 wins.
The one I understand is the Cowboys. They won 7 games last year and played a lot of it without their quarterback. Lewis, are you convinced they go over the total of 7.5?
Yeah, I do believe that. And one of the reasons why I really believe that is, forget the wide receiver positions in addition to George Pickens and going along with CeeDee Lamb. And obviously Dak coming back is important. I think really the key to this football team, obviously there's defensively, they need to be able to show that they can stand up to the physicality that teams always attack them with down the stretch. But their offensive line has the ability to be a dominant offensive line. If guys like Tyler Guyton, Tyler Booker, those 2 guys in particular, along with Tyler Smith, can wind up being the kind of road graders that I used to play against when I played against the Cowboys in the 90s, when they absolutely just snatched your will from you every single game. If those 3 dudes right there can wind up hitting their potential, this football team could be really dangerous. It really could. I just happen to be skeptical in their own division because of the improvements that I think Washington is going to make, and the fact that Philadelphia, their whole offense returns.
Yes. So
you tell me what really, why we're knocking them down.
I didn't realize how many guys on the Dallas offensive line were named Tyler.
Yeah, they got a lot of high draft picks named Tyler who play offensive line. But it is a fella named George that has got a lot of people talking right now. Dak Prescott, the quarterback, talking about the challenge of keeping George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb satisfied with their targets each week. Here's what he said.
Those are 2 unselfish guys, and truly they want to win. And when you're not winning and you're not getting the ball, trust me, I understand the frustration. So I'm never going to be mad at them for frustrating about wanting to win and wanting the ball.
So let's start with the obvious. None of that is true. It's the kind of thing that quarterbacks say. There are no unselfish wide receivers. None of them don't care about getting the ball. It is what they live for. It is going to be interesting to watch.